Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I love to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the hopeful elect. I wanted to go in drinking in moderation, because here in Babylon, we tend to, we really feel the weight of these curses, The closer we get to the end, the harder it gets. And just an exhortation, because I know if I experience it, other brothers experience it as well. So straight to the point, Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 31 and verse 27. Wine is as good as life to a man if it be drunk moderately. So wine is a good thing. We're going to continue learning about it in the rest of this precept. What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make men glad, right? Wine is here for a purpose. However, 28. Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind. But wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of the mind, with brawling and with quarreling. Let's go to the etymology of that word excess. Going beyond ordinary, necessary, or proper limits. Superfluity, and the scriptures talk about superfluity. An unnecessarily or excessively large amount. The scriptures talk about the superfluity of naughtiness. Undue indulgence of appetite, want of restraint in gratifying the desires, gratifying the flesh. That's what that sounds like. The amount by which one number or quantity exceeds another. You get the point. So apply this to drinking. When you're drinking too much, it says, but wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of the mind, with brawling and quarreling. Drunkenness increases the rage of a fool till he offend. It diminishes strength and maketh wounds. So let's read that same passage in the NLT. Sirach 31 and 27 in the GNT, the Good News Translation. Wine can put new life into you if you drink it in moderation. What would life be without it? Wine was created to make us happy. Plain. If you drink in moderation and at the right time, it can lift your spirits and make you cheerful. But if you drink when you are angry and upset, it leads to headaches, embarrassment, and disgrace. Yeah, you need to be filling the void with something positive, with something spiritual, not with drinking, like a lot of us tend to do. Myself first and foremost. That's why I'm making this lesson. This is an epistle to me before anybody else. If you drink when you are angry and upset, it leads to headaches, embarrassment, and disgrace. A drunken fool can lose his temper and hurt himself. His drinking makes him weak and an easy target for angry blows. And, we apply that spiritually. You're susceptible to more spirits. That's why in the liquor store it's wine and spirits. We find solace or comfort in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And yes, it is good to drink wine, but it's not good This is Sirach 37 and 27. It says, my son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. So you have to find your boundaries in this truth. There's some Jake who could drink more than you and still be able to conduct themselves. But after your second cup, you bouncing off the walls, you cussing, you just tripping. Same thing. Like, it's certain things that brothers can indulge in that younger brothers shouldn't or can't. That's why this scripture right here is perfect. Verse 28 to follow up, it says, "For all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything." We explain ourselves with precepts around here. First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 23, it says, "All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not." So, Jake try to justify themselves, well, if there's no sin, there's no transgression. Some of the things you're doing are not necessarily breaking the law, but it could potentially hinder you from serving the Lord how he wants to be served. It could be a stumbling block and ultimately take you out the truth. So you want to be mindful of the things that you do. And this particular lesson, this exhortation isn't within the confines of excessive drinking, but that applies overall. Whether it's, even having relations with your woman. There's nothing wrong with having relations. The scriptures talk about it. If you're burning or if you're lusting, you got a partner, then you handle that. You get your shit off and you get back to it. But if you constantly up under your woman, giving in to the flesh, you're not going to have time for the spirit. And we know from going over the precepts over and over again that you reap what you sow. So keep these things in mind as you continue your walk. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And I'm going to close this lesson. But before I close, just want to reiterate a few points, that wine is good in moderation. And moderation, that concept can be applied when it comes to more than drinking. And you got to find out what is evil to you and avoid it. Because to avoid evil, pursuant to the scriptures, is understanding. As a matter of fact, we'll close on that. It's Job. Job 28:28, it says, "And unto man he said, Behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom." That's the foundation. Pursuing to Sirach 19. It says, "And depart from evil is understanding." One of my favorite precepts. "And know, when you depart from evil, oh, that was Isaiah. Isaiah 59:15 says, "Yeah, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey." Right? The more that we depart from evil, evil, the more spirits are gonna try us. Been constantly harping on how the Lord is gonna try us. The spirit of adversity. Remember Job and his lot and how he endured. But the difference between the elect and the non-elect is that the elect is gonna fight, they're gonna pray, they're gonna fast, they're gonna fall and get back up. We're gonna be comforted by this word. Our rod, our staff, our comforters, these scriptures, pursuing Psalms 23. So when we depart from evil, when we fight temptation, like the scripture said we would have to, when we're enduring this fiery trial, it's proving our faith, We're comforted by the scriptures and knowing that this is not an easy task, but it will be done pursuing the Bible prophecy. Remember, when you depart from evil, you're making yourself a prey. And what is a prey? Animal hunted for food, that which is seized by any carnivorous animal to be devoured. Goods taken in war. Booty or spoil. So you're going to be a target. That's why Sirach 2 tells you to be prepared when you come to serve the Lord. You know, if this was easy, everybody would be doing it. Have faith and keep pushing. The water y'all about to give me the spirit to do this lesson. Shalom.